Yo, what's going on, everybody? How you all doing? Welcome into the stream tonight. We're here to discuss the latest Manchester United goings-on and also obviously reflect upon the gash fest that was the game just gone. And we're going to cover the latest fallout, reaction, all that sort of stuff, what's going on with the potential, obviously, January transfer window coming up, all that sort of stuff we're going to get into tonight. Big up, everyone. I hope you're all feeling festive and Christmassy, despite Manchester United serving us up a fresh turd for Christmas. Hope you're all having a great festive period, guys. Merry Christmas, everybody. Big up the legends in the live chat. Do us a favour at the start of this stream and smash that like button on it. Give us a big thumbs up. You know it makes sense. Share us around on social media. The link's pinned to the top of the live chat there. If you want to give us a repost on X, we will shout you out a bit later on in the show, you legends. Oh, yes, and get yourself subscribed and have your safe throughout. We will be dipping in and out the chat, and we're going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream, of course. Welcome, everybody in the chat here. Merry Christmas, Patrick Power, Yellow and Green Scarves, Scott, Ulfster, Let's Go Kingslayer, Patrick, Scott, what's going on there? Alan Mawson, Bruce, Hoodstar, Andrew, Kingslayer, let's go, lad, Andy, Pete Morris, Scott, top player. What's going on, Woody, Larry Hasser, Craw's getting in here with his highlighted member comment. He's been a member for 25 months. Cheers to you, Craw. Unfortunately, he is a city scummer, but let's all laugh at this wanker. I'm joking, mate. Thank you for being a member for 25 months. You're shit at the moment. We're shit at the moment. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But welcome in there, my friend, and thank you for being a member for 25 months there, dude. Minoda. That was pretty unbelievable, wasn't it? Fair play to you scouse-holes. Fair enough. Anyway, let's cover, speaking of the football that's just gone yesterday, right, where do we even begin with that Manchester United game? It was pretty horrendous. I mean, just like the lack of proper quality and desire in our team is pretty apparent there. Obviously, Bournemouth are a good team right now. Fair play to them. They are a good football inside right now, and their position in the league and everything reflects that. They're very, very decent. But even so, Manchester United at home to put in such a shite display and just look like a bunch of lost boys out there. I mean, it is massively worrying, isn't it? Obviously, new managers come in, trying to learn a new system. These players, a lot of these players, they don't look comfortable in what they're being asked to do. Obviously, that's, I suppose, expected to some degree. But even so, it's just like these footballers, ultimately, they should be performing to a higher standard as individuals, certainly collectively as a team, but even just as individuals. A lot of melters in there. A lot of people not putting in a proper shift. A lot of people looking lost out there. I'm sorry, but if you're a centre-back, you should be able to play in a back three. If you're a midfielder, you should be able to get back and defend and get forward and create. That's just fundamentals of the game. It doesn't necessarily matter on the system. Obviously, the system's important, but just the individuals within this system performing like absolute complete clunge weasels, guys. Let's just say it how it is. A lot of these players don't really belong here. They're not fit to wear the Manchester United badge. Quite a few of them, in all fairness. You know, we've seen melters over the years like Slabo, and I'm not even necessarily talking about him. At least he's got a bit of bottle about him, but he was shite, weren't he? Problem with somebody like Slabo is he's good when you are low block. He's good when you've got to sit back, obviously. We've seen that. And then anytime there's any space behind him, he melts, mate. He doesn't feel comfortable in that position when there's any sort of space behind him. When we're the team that's advanced on the pitch, we get caught. It's shite. You know, that's a prime candidate. I mean, the Butcher Martinez lately has been stinking up the place with rotten meat. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to get my Christmas fucking pigs in blankets from somewhere else. I'm not going to the butcher's shop anymore. I'm going somewhere else, getting from, I don't know, Asda or something. Because they're rotten, mate. He needs to obviously step up, and defensively we've got a lot of problems there. We've got hopes for the future, obviously. People like Delict, who's just come in, Yoro's just come in. We're not playing with these guys, obviously, who's just come in. But there's a lot of players here that just haven't really stepped up and shown themselves to be top quality for a while now. And it's just the same thing under different managers. And I'm sorry, but as professionals of Manchester United, you've got to be able to handle the pressure of the football club. You've got to be able to step up and perform when needed, and not just go missing week to week, or certainly very inconsistent performances from a lot of these melts. It's a disgrace. So where do we begin there, guys? That's where we've begun. What's going to happen now? Well, Amorim's got his work cut out for him, hasn't he? I like what he's sort of come out and said in terms of the response, because he's just said that we've obviously got to try and be patient here. He said, it's a hard situation. I understand these players have a lot of people around them making choices that are not this is not the correct quote. That's in regards to Rashford, which we're going to get onto in a moment. Forget that, I've messed up. Either way, what he did say is essentially we can keep doing this the way we've been doing things, and maybe go backwards a little bit here and struggle and try and adapt to this new way of thinking and playing and the ethos, and it's going to take time and we need to have patience, etc. Or we can just have an immediate sort of reaction here and, just basically just go back, change things, go back to what we're doing and just basically just be a complete set of melters in the long run. The reality is we are going to have to do some things that are going to probably hurt us in terms of losing players or, the getting players that can actually fit to the system, etc., and that understand the system. He's got to decide who's actually good enough and who's got the mental fortitude to actually be a Manchester United player and live up to the pressure, etc. So Ruben Amorim's got a very tough task on his hand. Thankfully for him, he does have the January transfer window coming up. And I think that we've got to dip into the January transfer window. Obviously, if we're going to try and improve our situation, we have spent a lot of money over the years, but not under Ruben Amorim. He's got a new way of doing things, a new system, new formation, new tactics, all the rest. And you've got to try and help him out as much as possible mid-season here. He's come in mid-season, taken over from an absolute shit-fest. We've lost, 4 out the last 8 in his first 8 games. It's tough going out here. And he needs some help. He needs some reinforcements. And he needs to also get rid of a couple of melt bags if we can. It's not that easy because a lot of these players are on huge money and they're just absolutely, completely shite. So nobody wants them anyway because of the amount of money that they're on. But we've got to try and get rid of some players in January to give Amorim a big boost by getting rid and getting some new players in, hopefully. Because if you can sell somebody like Marcus Rashford for big money, then that will definitely help, won't it? If we could get 50 or 60 million pounds and then he's also off of the books, even if you maybe can't quite get that deal done, maybe it's a loan move away with an option to buy or some guff like that for now, just to get him gone. And then you take a fee up front and then they're covering the wages, something like that. It's a significant amount of money saved every single month. Maybe you can use that money elsewhere in the squad. That's what I'm saying. So look, the situation with Rashford is he said he wants a new challenge. Amorim's come out and said basically it's a hard situation. He understands that these players have a lot of people around them making choices that are not the first idea from the player. They chose to do the interview. It's not just Marcus. So essentially, he's saying that the advisors of Marcus Rashford have obviously let him down there in regards to coming out in the media doing that interview last week there. So, yeah, and obviously at this time it was a stupid thing to do, if you ask me, from Marcus Rashford, because it's very knee-jerk. The manager's just come in. He's not happy with whatever it is, the responses in training, the mentality, the performances, and so he's just left you out of a derby. And then you instantly come out and you've talked about wanting a new challenge and leaving. It's like terrible timing. He's trying to get stuff going here, trying to get people together. What you need is your senior players to step up and knuckle down and basically just lead by example. And he is an absolute melter in every single way possible in that regard, because, well, he's just made everything more difficult for Amorim. Now Amorim's got to come in, not only deal with this shit squad of letdowns, but also then have to deal with this media scrutiny of Marcus Rashford and what's going on. And it's very unwelcome, to be honest. I think the only thing for United to do really is just to get rid of Marcus Rashford in January. If they do that, then maybe there's just a decent boost that comes from that. It's obviously a player that's been big for us over the years. He has scored a lot of goals. He has created a lot of goals. He's got a lot of assists. His stats are decent if you look at his stats. But he's been shit for a couple of years. You go back, 30-goal seasons are a thing of the past. He's been shit for a couple of years. He's got big money. He's not worth what we're paying him. You've got to get added value when you're paying somebody into the club like that. 350k, 75k a week, whatever it is. Huge cash. You've got to get some sort of value for that. And we get about as much value as the smart price Rashford checkout counter person. Basically, it seems, because he shouldn't be on anywhere near the money he's on based on what he actually inputs into team. So can we get rid of Marcus Rashford? It's a big question. We need to do that. Obviously, Amorim is leaving his options open at the moment. He said that he can separate the decisions of those advising Rashford from his relationship with the player. At the moment, he's focused on improving Marcus. We need a talented guy like Marcus. I forget the interview now and see what I see on the pitch. So, obviously he's not said that Marcus is out of the squad or out of the team or anything like that. He's also not said that he's going to be back in the squad. But what he said is he's focused on improving Marcus. Does that mean that he's focused on putting him in the shop window? Or, I don't know, you can't really necessarily play a player that you're trying to sell in a week's time. But what's he really saying here? He says we need a talented guy like Marcus. He didn't say, obviously, I'm just overanalyzing it here, but really, we don't need Marcus Rashford. We need players who are committed and dedicated, and that could quite easily be someone else, especially for that amount of money you're talking about with the wages and everything. It's huge money. So that should get you a top quality player, shouldn't it? Mate, you viewed, thank you, big up. Let's get some love in there for you viewed. Thank you for that there, you viewed. And big up everybody in the chat there. Chris Wheatley, Stephen Shipman, Scott Problems, Andrew, Kyle Fisk. Everyone, smash the thumbs up button on this stream if you're just joining us. Get yourself subscribed, strap yourself in there and have your say. But let's see what you viewed got to say. He says, what are you going to do when Piggy Mania runs wild on you? What are you going to do? Merry Christmas there, my friend. He says, Merry Christmas, Piggy, mate. Got to think like a goldfish, pigmate. Ted Lasso quote. Yeah, true. Be a goldfish. Be a goldfish. But then again, Ted Lasso doesn't like a cup of tea, mate. So that's a bit concerning, isn't it? Can you really take philosophical coaching advice from somebody who doesn't even like a nice good old cup of Rosie Lee? I don't think you can. But, hey, thank you very much for that, though, you absolute legend. I hope you're doing well. Gungshi's getting in here raw as well. Happy Christmas to you, Gungshi, and to yours. Let's go. How are you doing today, Gungshi, you absolute hero? Merry Christmas. We're discussing Rashford. We're discussing this gashed up result yesterday. It's not good. This is another thing he said in regards to Rashford is he's just focused on improving him, obviously. So I don't really know what that means. I guess it means trying to get something out of him, still inviting him back into the side. What's your reaction to that, guys? Yes or no? Do you think Marcus Rashford plays again for us? Yes, this season. Yes or no? Because they may well look to try and loan him out, get a move done temporarily, like we've seen with Jadon Sancho, just to get a player who's clearly want away, who's not dedicated, not committed to the team, to get them out. Do you think he plays for us again this season? Yes or no? I personally don't really see how he can, because it's just like it's undermining everything that the new manager's trying to do. He's obviously trying to set an example. He wants his players to be dedicated, committed. He's left players like Garnacho and Rashford out of games recently for a reason. And so if there's no change in the behaviour, if there's no commitment to dedicate yourself to the new cause and to just say, yeah, put my hands up, whatever, I'm in it, I'm committed to the club, then you can't really play, can you? Especially when he comes out and does an interview saying he wants a new challenge. It's almost an untenable position now for Rashford, but we'll see. There's certainly been times in the past where coaches have had to deal with these issues and players have come back into it. Even with Marcus Rashford, he went out on the Lashford in Belfast and missed training the next day and just was generally unprofessional and gash. And Eric Ten Hag basically gave him a metaphorical NOS job and put him straight in the next game rather than really punish him or give him any sort of... Sorry, guys. I shouldn't have used that term of phrase there, but you know what I mean. He basically just mollycoddled him instead of really giving him the kick up the arse that he needed. And that's a bad example. I think things went to shit since then, basically, for Eric. You can't have people who are just undermining what the rest of the squad's supposed to be doing. No, says United. No, says PJ. Yes, says Scott. He does play for us again, you reckon? Fair play, lad. Interesting one. Yep. No, he's gone. Yep, fair play to you. Lee Clements, mate. Thank you very much there, lad. Get in there. Thank you very much, Lee Clements. Top man. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you're having a good one. And thank you very much for your lovely comment there, lad. Absolutely. That sounds nice. Hell no, says Dave. No, says Stephen. 100% no. Yes, no. Okay, most people say no, but there are some people who think that he will. Anyway, he may well do, because he's obviously Manc born and bred. He's a big United player. He's a big personality in this squad. But Amorim has to lay the smackdown. He's got to give him the people's elbow here in front of everyone and just basically, set the tone. Otherwise, it's going to be another situation where you've got players ruling the roost there, and we can't have that. We're trying to now change things. And it's not just Marcus, there's other players in the team that are clearly melts. They're either melts when it comes to their dedication, or they're melts where it comes to actually performing with enough quality, or melts in just like in terms of injuries and things like that. We've got a lot of players who are kind of like fringe players, Lindelofs and even Mason Mounts and people like this, Luke Shaws and stuff. Bunch of melters, really. Not really cut out to be United players. They're always injured. They're always a liability. Get them off the books if you can. You can't, though, because they're always bloody injured, especially conveniently when transfer windows are coming up. So that's the problem really for United. We have to have a January clear out. I think Amorim's got to get rid of a couple of players if he can. I'm not expecting us to get rid of lots of players at all, and it may well not be permanent transfers. It depends on the player and who actually wants them, because for Rashford, he is a player that's wanted by a lot of clubs, I'm sure, but only if the price is right, and the price isn't right, mate. Bob Barker, the price is wrong, bitch. The price is not right for Marcus, is it? It's way too much money. Even if it's 40 million, which would be the least he could possibly go for. You've then obviously got to pay agent fees, all this sort of stuff, and not just that, but the wages. The wages are going to be a major problem. It's only a few handful of clubs in Europe that are going to be prepared to pay that sort of money for Rashford. Maybe a Saudi Arabian club. I'll ping the question back to the chat. Where do you see Marcus going in January if he indeed does go? I think probably a loan move to somewhere just in a temporary capacity where they're covering wages and that sort of stuff. Italy, Spain, I don't know. I don't think he's going to want to go and play in Saudi Arabia. Why would he? It's absolute guff fest. Also, PSG, I mean, Hey, Gungshi, thank you for being a member for 57 months. Hashtag 57 for this absolute don. Hero, Gungshi, thank you for being a 57-month hero. Let's get a 57-month in there, guys. Pork Platoon, legend, Mr. Gungshi, one of the absolute OGs of the channel. Merry Christmas, lad. Too many melters stinking out the gaff at United. It's a fart in the spacesuit syndrome at United, definitely. Nowhere to escape, nowhere to go. Somebody open a window. Somebody light a match, but you can't. Pretty bad. I mean, have you seen that? I don't know if you saw this, Gungshi, actually. Not just melters stinking up the gaff, but also rats. Did you see, guys, that Manchester United has the food hygiene has gone down from a 4 rating to a 2 rating at the last inspection due to a rat infestation? I'm not even making this up, guys. That's actually true. That's come out today. So it's not just the players that are infesting the gaff with absolute stench, but also actual physical rats as well, which are bringing the hygiene rating down for everyone. So that's not good, is it? That's just classic, isn't it? I mean, that sort of sets the tone of the football club. When your food hygiene rating's only a 2 out of a possible 5, hashtag needs improvement, you've got some serious issues. Hey, what's going on there, Urbano Valdez? Yes, mate, it is, isn't it? I mean, you can't be having that, mate, in this day and age. OP Dragon's been a member for a year and a half. Thank you, OP lad. He says, Pig, you absolute legend, hero, Donna Dons. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Right back at you, hero. Hashtag 18 for this Don as well. Absolute hero. So thank you so much for that there, OP. I hope you're good. It's interesting, isn't it, what's going on? It's a tough time for United. It's so depressing. We're 13th or whatever it is in the league. I don't even want to look at the league table right now, to be honest. We've gone back into minus negative goal difference. Look, Amorim's got a lot to do here. He's got to try and shape the squad. He's got to try and change the mentality. He's got to try and change the style and everything and the tactics. And obviously we're working towards that, but these players don't know the system just yet. That's clear. He doesn't even necessarily have the right players for this system. Certainly not a lot of the right players. Some of the players have been doing really well under Amorim, haven't they? There's certainly a few players that have been doing well. Like Mazraoui, for instance. Okay, he gave away that pen in the last one, but Mazraoui has been excellent all season long. Ahmad Diallo has really flourished under Amorim, more so than probably anybody else. He's been given that freedom and he really seems to be enjoying his role, and he's really working hard for his manager. You can clearly see that. He's been doing best. Manuel Ugarte, he's actually been very solid and very good for us for a significant amount of time now, and pretty unsung in the squad, actually. He is solid, isn't he? He's been doing really well. So fair play. There's some good players in there who are doing well, but a lot of them, most of them, well, we could probably do with getting shot off soon. tough to do that, obviously, with wages and transfers and January selling and all that sort of stuff is difficult anyway. But we've got to try and get rid of one or two to fund new transfers coming in so we can actually improve the squad for Amorim. That's the key, really. Maybe he goes and does raid sport and we get a Keres or whatever, you know. Maybe we do try and do that, try and add some firepower up top there in Jan to a player that sort of understands what we're trying to do for a start in the team. That's a possibility, but it's only really a possibility if we can ship out some melts and get some money in and get some players off the books, because the Glazer shithouses and Sir Jimmy and Ineos and these guys, they did put their hands in their pockets for the previous manager, and so we've still invested a huge amount. So I don't see us going to spend 100 million in the January window or anything crazy like that. It will be players out and players in more than likely, but good luck getting rid of our players because nobody wants to pay them what we pay them. Cinnamon, how you doing? 51-month hero around these parts as well. Thank you so much to you 51-month legend. Check that out. Absolute heroes getting in there with their highlighted member comments. Long old legend you are. By the way, yes, let's announce this now. We are doing on the 27th, about 9 p.m. on the Friday night, the 27th. That is the day after Boxing Day, guys. We are doing a live quiz on this channel, a Christmas pub quiz type vibe. Cinnamon is hosting. We've got Griffo Chaz coming on, hopefully, as a contestant, and Jarvis Cocker, a couple of the legends of the channel, right, and myself. And we're going to go head to head to head. Triple header. But we are going to do that. And Cinnamon's going to host it. So come and join us on the 27th at 9 p.m, folks, for a Christmas quiz. Get in there, the Cinnamon lad. Yes, indeed, it's going to be fun. So come and join us for that. My missus thinks you're a ride piggy. Well, send her around, mate. I mean, I'm joking. What? I don't think you meant to say that, did you? That was a typo, I'm guessing. Anyway. I don't know. Thank you so much for that, dude. Dave, mate, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, Merry Christmas, Pigster. What will be higher at the end of the season, our hygiene rating or our minus goal difference? Cheers, lad. Oh, good question. I think it's going to be pretty much neck and neck, isn't it? If you look at our goal scoring rate and our conceding rate and everything, and the fact we're -1, our goal difference is actually worse than our food hygiene rating at the moment, and our food hygiene rating's shite. We got a 2. So, I think the food hygiene rating might just about win, mate. It's unreal. It's unreal. Just speaking of Glazer shithousery and rats and stuff and hygiene and poor hygiene, let's just talk about this for a second. I'm not going to dwell on it because obviously we've talked about it a lot in the past and they're not going away. But they are absolute rats because look at this. Manchester United have spent £815 million on interest payments since the Glazers took over in 2005. Money that could have funded a new stadium. This is over 3 times greater than any other Premier League club in the same period, i.e. Arsenal, whatever. I mean, that's disgusting, isn't it? That is proper hashtag Glazer shithouses out disgrace. When you think about that, 850 million just on interest payments, just from them buying the club, languishing us with debt and loans and things like that, and then having to pay interest back over the... Okay, it's been a long period of time, nearly 20 years. But even so, that's all of that money wasted on just paying interest off for these Glazer shithouses' mismanagement of this football club. They might have spent a lot of money, but it's not like they've put money in from their own pockets, is it? It's just money that this great club generates. So they're just absolute scum. And, okay, look, obviously, Sir Jim and Ineos, they could be doing a better job right now, but they've only just got in here. The Glazer shithouses still have the stranglehold on the club. Really, we need to see, yes, more acquisition of shares by Ineos and Sir Jim, really, but they are doing that. They bought a few more the other day, didn't they? Took the stake, I think it was up to like 28% or something. Hopefully there is sort of like a staggered takeover that happens here where they keep buying the Glazer shithouses out for shares and eventually we've got a different majority owner. But as of right now, they are still in charge of this football club, and they are the true reason. I mean, we can talk about Ten Hag, we can talk about Pogba, we can talk about players, managers, coaching staff, whatever, over the years. But the constant at Manchester United over that period of time is the shithouse ownership, Glazer shithouses, parasites at this football club. That is the constant, and that is the main reason why we are constantly shite. So, yeah. Glazer's out, guys. Just wanted to show you that stat there, or not necessarily stat, but just that figure there. 815 million wasted over 19 years of the Glazer shithouse ownership just on paying interest payments for loans and stuff like that. Quite disgusting. Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. Thank you very much for that, by the way, there, Dave. And Callum's been a member for 21 months. Big up, lad. Merry Christmas to you and the family. Thank you, right back at you as well. You're absolute don. That's disgusting, though, isn't it? Jonathan Gallagher, yes, he says Glazers deserve nothing. It's why you got It's why you got to back Ratcliffe in buying up shares. Yeah, spot on as well. It's like, okay, look, maybe Sir Jim is not going to be the perfect candidate. It's not like he's just got absolutely a license to print money like these Qatari owners we were potentially going to have and stuff like that. But I think he cares about the football club and would be interested in shepherding the football club into a positive period. Whereas I don't think the Glazers care about anything other than using Manchester United as a vehicle to make them money. So yeah, that's what we've got to hope for, is to see Jim slowly take over the ownership of this football club in the long term and get these Glazer parasites out, because we won't really be to our true potential until that happens. And it's been a constant thing that we've discussed here for years now, and it's just still as abundantly clear that they're doing a shit job as ever. Yeah, pretty bad stuff, guys. Pretty bad stuff at the moment for United fans. It's hopefully going to change over the festive period. We've got a couple more games still in December, but they're tough games. We've got all sorts of tough games coming, very difficult fixtures coming up, and none of them are easy. The pressure will mount on the squad, on Amorim, if we lose, but we just have to remember that we probably will be shit for a while. We probably will be going backwards a little bit, because they're being asked to do something that is a little bit alien to them in terms of the system. He's having to drop certain players from the squad for being melters and set a standard, and some of these players are star players like Rashford. I mean, Garnacho, I think, is obviously still in the mix, but he got dropped, and there's certain players that need to step up, and they're not going to play for us, some of them. Maybe ever again. And, it's obviously, it's a bit of a period of change, isn't it? You can certainly feel it at the moment. We're right back at rock bottom, and we've got to try and build up again slowly but surely, and Amorim's got to do that. So we're probably going to do shit this season. In January, maybe we could help our fortunes if we can get him a couple of players that he wants, and if we can get one or two melts gone, that will only benefit us, won't it? So, yeah, we've got to try and do that, but I don't really feel very confident about where we're going to finish this season. I think it is going to be another shitter of a season where we finish around about 8th now. Have your say in the chat, guys. I can't trust these players to be consistent week to week. They can beat anyone on their day, I guess, but you can't trust them week to week. They'll just melt. So we might go on a run of a couple of games and win some games and pick up some points, but we'll probably really struggle. So where do you see us finishing, guys? I think we're going to finish 8th. There you go. I've changed my thoughts and opinions. Previously, I thought 5th or 6th. And I think at the start of the season, was I being positive and said 4th or something crazy like that? But obviously, right now, I'd say 8th is realistic. Stay Gold, thank you very much indeed there for getting in here and becoming a member of the Bacon and Egg Brigade, lad. Once again, he's become a member. Thank you, Stay Gold, lad. Welcome him in with your favourite Bacon Brigade emoji there, my son. Stay Gold, thanks for becoming a member there. That's awesome of you. I hope you're well. And also getting your member comment in. He says, thanks, Piggy, for everything. Man United, have faith, my friend. Happy holidays. Well, I've got faith for the long-term future of the club, but no faith in the short term, because we still got the same old shithouse players. We've got players that would basically be boot boys at FC20 playing in our fucking team, haven't we? Maybe it's a bit harsh, but there's certain players that we got over from, the Eredivisie or whatever. Ten Hag brought them in, and they're just not really quite up to it, are they? Xerxes, Anthony Dos Gastos, even Malacia, there's some of them look decent. I mean, I've always thought the Butcher's been good for us, and I like the Butcher, but he's been sort of melting lately. He doesn't look comfortable or confident at all. I've still got hopes for the Butcher, but we have got De Ligt, we have got Yoro, we have got players for the future now. Martinez going to have to step up just like anyone. Exclusive getting his hashtag 50-month membership in here as well. Membership comment, hashtag 50 you hero. Check this out. Thank you for being a member for 50 months there, exclusive lad. Merry Christmas, Pig and Breaker Brigade. Have a great day all. Mate, same to you as well. Merry Christmas, lad. You must be quite enjoying the situation at the moment. Arsenal, what is it, 6 points off of first? They're in the mix. Obviously, Liverpool flying away with it at the moment and do look very good. Chelsea, even just ahead of you, they're doing well as well. It's a 3-horse race, essentially, this season. But, yeah, fair play. You're still just that little bit too far off, aren't you? Hey, what's going on there? Late to the stream. Well, I'm back to the start. Just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody. Hey, same to you, City10. Thank you so much for your support and legendariness over the years. Merry Christmas. Have a great, wonderful Christmas with the family. You're an absolute legend. Paul Warby, what's going on? No, that's true. Paul Warby, so who have we got in terms of goal scorers? Højlund is decent. You know, Bruno Fernandes doesn't score goals anymore for us. Like, we actually do need to get a goal scorer in Jan, I think. Xerxes not the answer, is he? I think, yes, get Gyökeres in there, or however you pronounce his name. It really is it's a struggle with that one, guys. If somebody could type it out phonetically in the chat, that'd be great. Gyökeres, he is obviously a very good goal scorer. Can he do it in the Premier League? It's a big question, but he's in his prime, and he's doing it for club and country and everything, so why not? Pretty sure he would be great, seeing as he's already got that understanding of what we're trying to do, system trying to play, and what Amorim's all about. So yes, he would be excellent. He's somebody that we need to get in, but it's probably unrealistic unless we can get rid of some meltbags like Marcus Rashford. Yeah, City finally crumble is actually amazing. We're all enjoying the fall of City. I say the fall of City. I mean, obviously they have fallen, but they're still ahead of us, aren't they? It's a disgrace. I mean, if United weren't such bottle jobs, even if we'd have just picked up a couple of wins in some of these games that we should have done, or not necessarily should have done because we're a shit team, but should have done in terms of the stature of the teams we're facing and at Old Trafford and things, then we should be above City right now, while still ourselves being shit. But we're just so shit that we can't even close the gap on them, who are really shit right now for them. So yeah, pretty gash stuff there. Pretty gash stuff. Sell Bruno. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I personally think. I still think Bruno can be a very good player for us and has been a very good player for us, and he tries hard, but he's not really performing consistently. He's not doing a great captain's role either. If we're talking about great captains who've led this club, he sort of pales in comparison at the moment. So yeah, he's not really doing great stuff. Gyökeres. Xerxes more like Zebedee, absolutely. Duran just signed a new contract. Yeah, well, he's scoring goals for fun, isn't he, over at Villa? But yeah, I mean, yeah, we need some players. But I don't know. 9 players need to get shipped out of United. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? It's the same sort of situation. There are players that you could imagine going in the summer. Quite a lot of players. There's players like Lindelof, Maguire, Casemiro, Rashford obviously is another one, you know, Sancho, you know, obviously, you know, but there's loads of players that we're probably going to see go. How about a loan on Tony from Saudi? Well, if they're up for it, you know, sell Dalot. Dalot is a good player. I prefer him over at the right back spot. We've got Mazraoui there or whatever, or he's playing right side of centre back. You know, Dalot I think is better right back. Don't really like him on the left. Don't really love him on the right anyway. It's not like he's top tier. He is a good player and I do rate him, and he had a good season for us last season. And he's definitely got a place in the squad for me, Dalot, 100%. But as I've said, you can't really compare United to players of old, but you should be trying to reach those standards, and we don't really have... He's not a world-class player in his position. That's the reality. You've got to try and strive to get quality. You've got to try and find the next Patrice Evra or whatnot. And so I think, yeah, okay, I'm not going to sell... I wouldn't sell him, though. Top 5 to sell in order? Cinnamon, yeah. I mean, I would sell first player to get rid of, well, I'm sorry to say, but Marcus Rashford, because of the fact that he's already come out and undermined what's going on under Amorim's new managerial job here. He's already undermined it. He's already said he wants a new challenge. So Rashford, I personally would like to see a regime change and players, you know, that have been here for years and just represent all the mediocrity at the club gone, like people like Lindelof and Maguire. Then you've got to look at maybe moving on Casemiro as well. Not that he's not a good player, but he's not really featuring. Doesn't fit really in Amorim's team. He's not mobile enough. He doesn't really fit very well there. And he's old, and so he's not going to pay that much, and he's on big money. So you've got to try and get rid of him. Anthony Dos Gastos is absolutely Gastos. He's got to go. If you can try and get rid of him, he's got to go. There's a lot. Bloody hell, mate. 7-inch destroyer says Rashford out ASAP. Bring Rude back. Amorim out. Well, you're an absolute tit, aren't you, lad? But fair enough. Rashford out ASAP. No, I do agree with that bit, to be honest. Yeah, and what else you said there in regards to bring Rude back? I mean, look, Amorim is trying to change something here. It's not going to be easy. He's got to try and change the foundations, the ethics of this football club. And what he said is just that, basically. It's going to take some time for us to change. And we can just have a knee-jerk reaction and maybe go back to playing 4 at the back or whatever and doing what we're doing, trying to get some short-term results. But that's not going to help us in the long term. We have to change the fundamentals of this team, mate. 100%. Big up Ruben Amorim. I like him so far. Obviously, he's not doing great, but he was never expected to do great with this set of guff players that Ten Hag assembled. And if it wasn't for Ten Hag assembling them, it's the manager before them and the players who've been around here a long time being shite. What's up there, Lalo Vera? How you doing? Yes, we definitely need to get rid of a lot of players. Do you think we'll actually sell this winter transfer window? Maybe 1 or 2. Can't imagine we'll do a lot of business on the outgoing, though. Nobody wants our players, mate. They're on massive money. So, yeah, but maybe we could get 1 or 2 out. Evening, Lee Heesman. How you doing? Absolute legend. Hot take, Maguire should stay. He's actually turned it around. Do you know what? I wouldn't hate it. In the right sort of games, where he can play as the middle centre-back in a back 3, when we are a little bit further deeper as well. Like, for instance, in the City game, when we play against City, if we're going to be hemmed in a lot, he's actually a really good defender. You know, he's a good low-block defender. But when you've got lots of space between him and the goalkeeper, it's like he melts. He hasn't got that mobility, he hasn't got that comfort level to really, to really get back and his position's off. But if you're playing lower back and you need to just back to the wall defend, he's very good. He is very good. So, and his mentality is very good. So he's not the highest on the list for me of somebody to go. I still think we need a regime change personally, and we need to look to the future, and Maguire's not really it. But at the same time, his mentality is elite. It's actually elite, even though he's been completely harassed in the media and lambasted everywhere and mocked and become a meme and everything. He still turns up and puts in good shifts quite consistently and always gives it his all. So fair play to Slabo Maguire, I think he has got a place in the squad, certainly for now. And he's been working well under Amorim. He's not been too bad at all. So I've got nothing sort of but respect for Maguire and his mentality. As I've always said, you've got to have a couple of things at United. You have to have the right mentality. You have to be able to handle the pressure and roll with the punches and obviously be very professional. But you've also then got to have talent. And he's obviously got a lot of talent as a defender. He's not the best. And we've gone over the reasons why in terms of his mobility and stuff like that. But no doubt he is a good defender, and he's also got a great mentality. But we need more players who have got great mentality and then top-tier talent as well, which is few and far between at the moment in our squad. Interesting. Hey, thank you, Rusty Shackleford, there for subscribing to the channel. Nice one. Yes, if you're new to the show, hit the subscribe button, get yourself involved, smash the like on it. How many likes we got? We're going to get into a big Q&A in a minute here. I'm just getting a bit snotty McTominay over here, though. I think it's this hat being super dusty because I chucked it on the floor yesterday and it's just been sat in a pile of dust, basically. 126 likes. Thank you, everyone who's hit the like button. Give us a big thumbs up if you haven't done. Also, you can repost the show here on x.com. I'm just going to go and shout out everyone who's given us a little repost here, actually, as it helps the show. There's 6 reposts. Thank you very much for sharing it around there. Aaron Homeyard, John James Power, The Goat, Richard Wisterpeck, Larry Hasser, Kieran Bristol, and Tap Fuma. Big up, you legends, for sharing the show there. Much appreciated. Maguire's still our shittest defender, no business in the Prem, in my opinion. Yeah, but that's actually not true, though, is it? You reckon Lindelof's better? Lindelof is proper shit, lad. To be honest, I mean, he's a decent ball player and everything, but Maguire is a better defender when it comes to, like winning balls in the air, clearing stuff away, being more physical. So I don't think he's our worst defender, but he's also not a top-tier defender. Maguire doesn't really get into, a team of old where we've got Rio and Vidic, but then again, he could be like the squad player, like a John O'Shea. You know what I mean? I could see him still having a place in the squad, to be honest. Yeah, I know. I saw that, Lackland, mate. Oh, not good, not good. He's a Swedish meatball. Lindelof Martinez much more stinkers this season than Slabby. Yeah, definitely true. Right, let's get into the live chat for a Q&A, everyone, for a few minutes here. We are doing a FIFA stream over on the gaming channel, which is actually set up for 2 minutes, so I can't stick on here too long because we're going straight over to the gaming channel. I don't know if one of the mods could get a link to the stream in there. That would be epic. But, yes, do get yourself involved here for a few minutes. Oliver Allen says Lindelof cost 30 million. It's insane. Lindelof to Bodo Glimt. Minoda says, how many points do you think you get in the next 5? Wolves, Newcastle, Liverpool, Southampton and Brighton. Got some lowly clubs in there. You got 3 home games. How many points? I mean, you know, I don't really fancy us in nearly any of those games. Even the Wolves game, really. Newcastle's tough. Liverpool. Brighton's a tough old game. And we should batter Southampton. You know, we should batter Southampton, shouldn't we? I don't know. I'm going to try and be optimistic and say like 7 points out of that is what we could possibly get. Frankie de Jong to replace Casemiro. Yeah, that would be good. Nice one, Aaron. There it is right there. Thank you very much. Yes, I will put a little pin that to the top there. There's a link. And also the mustard. Big up there, lad. Thank you very much. The gaming stream. There it is right there. Yes, it's pinned to the top of the live chat. So at the end of this stream, do come over and hang out with us while we play some FC25 for a bit. 6 tops, but I reckon second 6 points. 3 points against Southampton. Yes, it is indeed. Looking a bit tough, but Southampton has to be a dub. I mean, Southampton has to be a dub. Yes, Wolves next, and that's a tough game right now. Wolves are decent side. We're struggling. Yes, Mateus Cunha, you know, absolutely scoring lots of quality goals, so it's not going to be easy. We're not beating Newcastle. They're flying. Yeah, they're scoring a lot of goals. Eddie Howe's turned it around. They're doing well. Wanda, Merry Christmas to you as well, you legend. Yeah, see you on the gaming stream, you absolute Don. When you manage Manu in FIFA, who do you buy? I don't really play career mode at the moment, mate. To be honest, I have assembled a past and present United side together there with some legends of old. You know, people like Nani and Roy Keane and shit like that. But there's still some melters in there from the modern day, unfortunately. The storm is coming. People like to act like Ahmad's 14 years is older than Garnacho. Why are we satisfied to have him as a starter when he's not even better than 17-year-old Greenwood? Because he's not a woman-beating bastard, lad. I guess that would be a key answer. But no, Ahmad's class and Garnacho's obviously super young as well and has a lot of potential. He just needs to, you know, man the fuck up. But he needs to obviously work hard and stay professional. Anyway, he has indeed, Disco Dave. Maybe that would benefit Bruno Fernandes, wouldn't it? Like you say, you know, I think the armband weighs very heavy on certain players, and I think certain players can handle it, certain players can't. Anyway, guys, we're going to have to wrap this stream up because I'm supposed to be live on my gaming channel. Great little chat, though. You can come back after and get your thoughts and opinions in on Amorim and the January transfer window and Rashford and all this stuff we've discussed. If you missed the show, go back and watch it again there. Do leave a thumbs up on the video if you can. That will help us out. It's free to do so. Show your support by twatting that like. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're new. We're on our way to 87,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. Click the bell icon for notifications and go and check out the gaming stream link at the top of the chat there. It's pinned. I'll also put it in the chat again here. We're going live over there. Give me about 5 minutes and we'll get going over there. So come and hang out with us if you want to chat about United or whatever. Come and hang out. Nice one. Thank you, Josh, Jonathan, Real Bro, Oliver, Tony, Dan Humble, Jonathan, all the mods, all the members. Thanks for getting your highlighted comments in there and stuff, guys. Andrew Cross, Merry Christmas, Dad. Rajat, Hardcore Devil, Kingslayer, the Mustard you don. Indeed. Absolutely. Thank you for getting in here and having your say throughout, guys. There's my say. Cheers for watching. Nice one, Dave, Elliot, Alex, Scott, and all the Dons and Donesses of the channel. Merry Christmas to you all, guys. There will be content coming over the coming days, obviously, in regards to covering United news and build up to the Boxing Day game and all that sort of stuff. So come and hang out. Vincent Bullock, nice one. Rajat, Gungshi Legend, everyone, thanks to all you heroes. Have a wonderful Christmas as well, and I'll see you on the next one. Come and join us for the gaming stream shortly, and remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.